Hey Chives for SongChops. Super excited today because we're going to talk to you about books. I know, you're like, what? Books? Who reads books? Books are handy though, because books can help you when you can't find stuff on the internet and you don't actually know what you're looking for. So, let's get started. Okay, if you're a songwriter, the #1 book you should own, Clement Wood's The Complete Rhyming Dictionary. This book is awesome. Every songwriter should have it. Yes, you can use programs on the internet, but this actually gets you thinking about words that you wouldn't normally think about. I've got a lesson on SongChops about family rhymes. This book will help you, absolutely. Got a link in the bottom for the family rhymes explanation and the exercise, but this book, I've got 3 copies of this book. This is actually the nice looking version. I also have one that has a bunch of duct tape on it across the back and on the front. I don't really take that one out in public because then I don't really look like a songwriter. Second book, tried and true, Roget's Thesaurus. Again, you can use this stuff online, but thumbing through a book, you'll find things that you didn't expect. That's what I love about it. So, Roget's Thesaurus, there's a link for all these books also in the bottom. Third book, Poetry Handbook. Mary Oliver was by far one of the best contemporary poet. No offense to Stan Plumlee and Phil Levine and Louise Glick and all those guys. William Stafford, he was also awesome. Love all those folks. Read all those. But this book actually explains to you how language works, how poetry works, and then you can actually apply it to your songwriting. If you have difficulty deciding which word to use for things, Mary Oliver does a great job of explaining which words you should use for what. So, fantastic book, buy it. Fourth book, Pattison, Songwriting Without Boundaries. If you know Gillian Welch's music, Pat Pattison, she kind of got a little bit of mentoring for him. Pat Pattison is at Berkeley Online. Fantastic songwriting coach, knows what he's talking about. This is a great book to help your lyrics. It talks a lot about the whole practice of writing every day. So I do that a lot. I just sit down every single morning, write something that comes into your head, do it for 5-10 minutes, and that's it. Put it in your songwriting notebook. And you'll be amazed at the things that you find for later. So there's also a link to the lesson for that below. If you like what you're hearing so far, please hit the like button or the thumbs up. If you don't like what you're hearing, just go ahead and stop, go on to the next thing. That's okay. We don't need a thumbs down. Next book, Jimmy Webb's Tunesmith. Now, if you're an old fart like me, you know songs like MacArthur Park, Up and Away, Galveston. Love Galveston. It was like one of my favorite songs. Wichita Lineman, The Highwayman. Jimmy Webb wrote all of those. And this book gets a little technical, so I would start with the Mary Oliver book, which this is not it. Bam, that's it. So start with the Mary Oliver book, then go to the Jimmy Webb book. You'll learn some basics in here about poetry and forms, and then Jimmy Webb kind of closes the whole thing down and takes you to the science level. But there's also great stuff in here, even if you're just starting out. Very inspiring, talks about how he started as a songwriter. Very inspirational guy, so Tunesmith. Next book, Write Better Lyrics, Pat Pattison. Who doesn't want to do that? This is a great book too because it looks at how you construct lines for your verses and your choruses and how to write better, stronger lines. And yes, every single word does matter. The word choices you make are a conscious decision to actually get across the meaning of what you're trying to say. And at the end of the day, it's the songwriter's message that matters in a song. You write a song because you're trying to say something or discover something about yourself. Also super exciting thing. But You know, songs are there for a reason. And remember, on SongChops, it's all about start with something that's true. You start with something that's true, I guarantee you, you're going to find out something you didn't know, either about yourself or the situation. So, pretty exciting stuff. And it's just a song, and look what it can do for you. So, I love it. This one's great. Write better lyrics. Any Pat Pattison books that you find, snag them. They're awesome. Go to Half Price Books. Love Half Price Books. They're always there. People do not know what they have. Final book I'm going to talk about, Rules of the Dance. Who is this? Oh, Mary Oliver. Mary Oliver is great at understanding language. Go pick up some of her poetry books too. American Primitive. She won a Pulitzer Prize for it. It's pretty fantastic. It's actually the very first book of poetry that I read and appreciated thanks to my poetry mentor, Art Smith. So it's a great one to start with. If you like imagery and how to use imagery, metaphors and similes in your songs and just in your writing, this is a great book to understand all that stuff. So, I have a lot of books, but I wanted to make sure that I brought out the ones that if you're starting as a songwriter, you're an intermediate songwriter, even if you're an advanced songwriter and you don't have these books, pick them up. They'll do wonders for you. And the best thing about these books, they make you feel good about the fact that you're writing a song. I love that about these books. And they help you get songs finished. So, that's it for today. Super short, but I wanted to take you through my library a little bit. I'm Linda Shively, and thanks for joining me.